Make sure here, we're good. Oh, okay. We've had this conversation on this show. I don't want to say I told you so, but I told you so. If we could have all the time back we wasted it, I would love to have it. So let's have this conversation. I know the show moves so quick, you forget you got a job to do too. You have a job to do. You are supposed to hit the like button and share with at least one person who's not an asshole, a total asshole. You can get some little flakes of ass in the hole. Not full blown. Full blown assholes can't talk. They can't have a real debate. They just start throwing wild shit out there. Your mother? Like, what are we talking? We talking about politics. What do you mean my mother? My mother's not a politician. What are you talking about? The Supreme Court rejected Donald Trump's attempt to limit birthright citizenship. I'll just give them the applause for actually at least finalizing the shit. Black people that were born in the United States never had nothing to worry about. Y'all were citizens anyway. People kept coming in here, talk about they're going to ship you off to Africa. No, they're not. I'm not from there. I'm from New York. You want to ship me home, you got to ship me to New York. And you can't ship people nowhere. Shit didn't make sense. They didn't hear the case. They said, we're not even listening, yo. Want to go make changes to voting? Makes sense. If you're not a citizen, I don't think you should be voting. People told me I'm wrong for that. Fuck out of here. If you don't live here, what are you voting here for? I don't need you voting. I'm not voting in Paris. I don't see why I should feel any different. Stop trying to tell me I got to be forgiving all the time about everything. Some shit just don't make sense. Whoever keeps pushing that whole anybody around can vote thing, you're dumb. You're dumb. At minimum, let the person be a freaking citizen. I'm with that. Hey, we're talking about birthright citizenship being stripped away from what they call anchor babies. When the mother is really pregnant, and she gives birth to the child in the U.S., making the child a U.S. citizen, even though neither one of the parents is a citizen, just here for vacation. That process was really just an exploitation of birthright citizenship. But you made the rule. This is America. Y'all built the shit on the melting pot. Our Olympic teams got everybody from every other country on the same team. The team from China, all of them Chinese. U.S. team be having Chinese people, white people, black people, Hispanic people. They just was born here and they live here. Truthfully, if you flying a baby across 8 months pregnant or whatever, you shouldn't even have a baby on the flight when you're that pregnant. At best, they might have some specific path for kids that are anchor babies. For the rest of us, we ain't got shit to do with that. Anchor babies made it an issue. Not the people that are from New York. Bunch of idiots. They're gonna ship you guys off to Africa. No, they're not. Fuck is wrong with y'all? Do you live here? And I mean Earth. If you understood your reality, you would know some of the stuff that you say is so unreasonable, even Donald Trump wouldn't find reason with it. Trump was like, I'm not shipping off black people. What are you talking about? I'm shipping off these people. We don't trust anything else you say, so we're not going to trust that. Legally, it just wasn't happening. We couldn't even get the illegals out of here. The best we could do is put them niggas in a tent in Florida. How are you going to get rid of people from New York and every other state that has black people who live here? Get the fuck out of here. Y'all are dumb. It's not everybody. Some of y'all are smart enough to see through that bullshit. A lot of other people get caught up in it and they're all on the internet. You just lost your citizenship and all. No, I did not. I still got my ID. I'm good. I got a real ID too. I don't even have to worry about the shit at TSA. Some of y'all idiot racists out there got to come in my comment section because you're not good enough to do your own show. So you got to come in my comment section with some dumb shit. And I told you, you's an idiot.
This is a hugely consequential moment for our constitutional structure, a landmark ruling from the Supreme Court striking down one of the most controversial moves the president has made in this second term, rolling back a right guaranteed under the 14th Amendment. If you are born on U.S. soil, the 14th Amendment says that you get citizenship automatically, full stop.
When was the 14th Amendment written? That's the thing I think we need to understand about laws. A lot of them were written when 90% of this shit didn't even exist. Some laws need to be changed. That's why we had to get through Civil Rights Act and Jim Crow laws and slave laws and black codes and da-da-da-da. We had to get through some changes. I'm not saying there could never be a change to birthright citizenship. All I'm saying is the whole black people are getting shipped out of here was always a damn ruse. The second we heard it, called it out like I did, then we wouldn't have wasted no time on it. The Supreme Court wouldn't have wasted no time on it. The news channels wouldn't have wasted no time on it. All these people kept wasting time. Hundreds of thousands of dollars for testimonies, little investigations, the little reports. all types of resources on a story that was never going to develop.
The court, of course, has been looking at this for quite some time. In fact, they took this up last term, but they didn't wade into the merits. This time, they went all the way, and they had to get into the actual heart of the issue that had been resolved dating back to the 1890s. The Supreme Court looked at this case in the case of a Chinese immigrant who was born in San Francisco. And in that case, back in the 1890s, the court said that person had enjoyed birthright citizenship, and that had been the law of the land since.
Okay. All right. Beautiful as this young lady is, did she hear herself? The validity of any statement made in the 1890s needs to be questioned. I'm not saying that birthright citizenship itself for descendants of slaves, that conversation needs to be had. The only reason why that was a conversation is because they were slaves here. They got freed, and they're like, well, what are we supposed to do with these folks? Well, we can't do anything with them because they're not citizens. They're just here. Birthright citizenship had to do with the descendants of slavery, something that was ruled upon in 1866. On June 19th, 1865, 1 year before the 14th Amendment, was when the last slaves were informed that they were free. At the time, nobody was worrying about travel. People weren't even really coming over here like that. Not in 18 nothing. They were only talking about the people that were here because they couldn't do anything. They couldn't vote. They couldn't do shit. We need to be able to use them somehow. We can't even hire them, really. They're not even citizens. In 1890, 30 years later, some Chinese American person utilized the birthright citizenship argument to win a case about their citizenship. It took 30 years before anybody other than a black person was even thought about when it came to birthright citizenship. Anything that was written in 1860 might need a little ratifying. Between 1890 and now, there's nothing that you could add to that to make it more specific if there's a problem. Of course there is. Who was flying on Delta in 1860 coming from China? Nobody. You would have to be on a ship for like months. They focused on the wrong thing to make everybody think that it was black people that they were trying to get rid of, and it wasn't. Because they can't. You stole the black people, they're yours now. You can't send them back. If you stole something from the store, you can't take it back. It's yours now. I'm sad that you entertained that goofy ass conversation about something that was never going to happen because it doesn't work like that. We know the law too. That's not how it works. The issue is y'all don't know how to segment properly and make clauses and additions to your legislation. It's all or nothing with y'all. Because it's all or nothing all the damn time, you don't get shit done. You can't add clauses, can't add specifics. Either birthright citizenship exists or it doesn't. Here's the thing. The birthright citizenship that I have is the same as a white guy in this country. If you take mine away, then you could take it away from every white guy in New York. They all were born there just like I was. That wouldn't make any sense, would it? That's why we know it's bullshit. You just got to know how to navigate these things. Really, they're trying to hide something else. Nobody said much about that. So this was all a waste of time. All of it. It was all performative. It was all bullshit. And gas is still too damn high.